Hello, everyone. My name is Parshikar Sinha, aka Soup Boy, and you have tuned into the Soupy Conversations, a podcast that I have brought together in which I call my friends from the indie scene, and we discuss about music, their journey, their process, their experiences, and many other random stuff. This is a way better intro than what I did for the first episode. I guess now I'm getting the hang of it, and I'm really liking it. So, without before getting further into the podcast, I'd like to hit you off with the intro, or as I like to call it now, the Soupy jingle.
It's a super conversations.
I don't know why I did that. It's just very. I have started liking the intro for some reason. It's very weird, but at the same time, it's catchy for some, but still for a weird reason. So let's get started with today's episode of podcast. For today's episode, I have got a very special person as the guest. The problem with that person is that he is just too perfect. The guy does not know when or how to stop. He is an incredible songwriter composer. He is an insane vocalist, especially when it comes to harmonies. The guy loves harmonies as much as I love the person I'm supposed to love. And he's an incredible guitarist. He learns astrophysics, and he is the owner of a gigging community, or as they like to call it, the accelerators of independent music in India. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you all to Sridev Ramesh, also known as Sid Bozon.
Hey, what's up?
This was the second take, and dude, मैंने still तेरा intro बहुत अच्छा दिया है.
Yep. 10 on 10 for that.
So, dude, I'll be very honest. I am very tired. So I have my exams going on. I have 10 different things going on. I have my recordings of the album going on. I have this podcast ka editing going on. First podcast का पूरा editing चल रहा है, graphic designing, and I'm literally tired. This has been the most tiring day, but I had to shoot the podcast because Monday se exam started. So I could not do anything. This is Saturday, by the way. And I'm like, chalo, okay, we'll do it. And I literally, for Loopy, I still prepared a kind of a format in which I wrote stuff that, okay, this I'm going to go by a level. कि पहले इस बारे में बात करेंगे, इस बारे में बात करेंगे, इस बारे में बात करेंगे. For this one, I was like, मैं मेरे को नहीं पता क्या करेंगे. So I have literally not done any kind of a formatting for this one. But okay, let's just start with, hey brother, how are you doing? How was your day? I cannot think of a better start.
My day has been fine, dude. I woke up pretty late today at 1 o'clock in the noon. And I'm currently working on a song that's about to go out probably towards the end of this month or first week of November. So just trying to finish that. It's almost done. I have a feeling that I'll be able to finish it off tonight. And tomorrow and day after, I'll do the mixing. Besides that, I went for my evening walk. Every evening at about 5:36, I go for a walk and listen to music. And I just got back like 10 minutes back, literally 10 minutes back.
Yeah, you are even 5 minutes late for the podcast. Anyways.
2 minutes late.
5 minutes late. I checked the clock. मैं बैठा हुआ था 10 मिनट से यहाँ पे for no reason at all.
Fine.
Anyways.
My apologies.
Apologies accepted. Okay. So the first thing that I believe that we should talk about is your latest single, Lemonade from Apples. Now the problem is that usually I do this कि मैं end में बात करता हूँ about your songs and your latest release and all. But I came up to the realization कि भाई कोई सुनेगा नहीं end तक इसको. So it's better कि हम तुम्हारा promotion पहले करके खत्म कर ले, just so that you get new listeners to your song. मेरे podcast का पता नहीं reach हो या नहीं हो, at least तेरा गाना चल रहा है. So before
I like that idea.
Exactly, it's very good. We can even end the podcast here if you want. तेरा काम हो गया. So the very first thing that I like to talk about is your latest single. It's called Lemonade from Apples. Like weird name, because obviously Lemonade from Apple does not make any sense at all. But the song is extremely good. Okay, so I'd like to want you to tell me a little bit about the song, a little bit about how you came up with the song. And I know the fact that it was released earlier on YouTube, and then you again released it on Spotify in a way better quality. So how did that re-recording process went, and what all changes did you do in the songs?
Okay. First of all, thank you so much, man. I'm so glad you like the song. Besides that, I had written the song somewhere exactly around this time last year. I had released it just 2-3 days back before I was coming to the Yellow Festival. So I had written it almost a year back, and I had come to Delhi that time to do a couple of gigs and things like that. And I was like sitting at home during that amount of time, during that period of time, and it was basically a very kind of a lazy phase that was going on over there. And I felt that the songs that I was writing lacked in a kind of honesty that songs actually require. Temporary had some kind of an honesty. Back then, I had released about 2-3 singles on YouTube. All three were like demo versions. And all of the songs were lacking in complete honesty. And I just wanted to write one song which did not sound happy for the sake of sounding happy, and it was just as it is. It was, I was not trying to force anything into it, and that's the whole idea with which I started writing Lemonade from Apples. I just thought of talking about the most natural thing that came to me back then, which was talking about this whole laziness, procrastination, complacency kind of phase that was going on. So that's basically the whole idea behind the song. It's about procrastination. It's about saying that you can't get lemonade from apples. You need lemons to get lemonade. And the way that phrase came was very spontaneous. That was the last thing that I ever wrote in the song, the lemonade from apple wala line. So it was like a very nice conclusion that came, and it sounded like a very interesting and weird title. So I just decided to go with it. So I put it out last year. It was fine, and I was not really happy with the vocal recording. I just wanted to put out demos. Fast forward a year, I wanted to rework on a few things. I wanted to add a little bit of warm guitar tones in it here and there. So I just thought of doing that, because out of the 4 songs that I had put out last year, I liked about 3 of them, and Lemonade from Apples was one of those songs. So I decided to re-record it. I did the entire vocals all over again. I did the entire harmonies all over again, and I put some guitar leads, and I put it out. And right now, it's doing pretty fine. I'm happy with it.
There is a reason why I started off with Lemonades from Apples, except for the promotion part that I believe is very important. As I mentioned that I have not written any format, the song is going to help me to build chains. कि आगे मेरे को कैसे बढ़ना. I'll tell you how. So as I talked about Lemonades from, as you can like understand that Lemonade from Apple is something which I don't know, maybe will never ever come to my mind. A sentence like that. He was able to come up with that. And with that idea, I want to go ahead with the fact that what is that, what I want you to talk about your procedure of song making. Through this name only, we can understand that it's very different. It's very unique in its own way. Every artist has a unique way of going through their process, but still, yours is seemingly interesting, weird. Some people may say it's weird. Some people may say it's interesting. Some people may be like, नहीं सुनना ही नहीं है ये. I hope ऐसे लोग नहीं आए. अगर आएंगे तो that is a thing that I will say to you on a phone call, not here. let's keep it a little wisdomful, or क्या कहते हैं, intellectual. So I would like to like ask you about your process. That how do you write a song? What is the process of you making a song? Not even just about writing it, through the ways of producing it, mixing, mastering it. What all goes into that?
Okay, firstly, disclaimer, I don't feel I'm like completely qualified in order to give a proper answer on this, because I am still in the early stages of doing this whole songwriting process thing and all that. But from what I've learned so far, usually I find it very comfortable to start with a guitar riff. So more than being a singer, I'm more of a guitar player. I don't usually go around telling people that I'm a singer. I just tell that I'm a musician, I'm a guitar player, because singing is just something that I do because I enjoy doing it. So usually I start with a guitar riff. I frequently use the sound recorder app on my phone. So whenever I'm fiddling with the guitar and I find something interesting, I record it onto my phone. Usually it's like 10 seconds. Sometimes it's a minute. Sometimes it's 2 minutes. And out of those 2 minutes, there will only be like 5 seconds that is actually interesting. So at weird times, it happens in different ways. And when I'm really in the mood for, writing something, I listen to a couple of those recordings that I had done in the past, and whatever feels right in that moment, I just pick that and I start off from there. And I just fiddle around with it, figure out the chord progressions, and then I'm a melody first, words second person, which basically means that I prefer creating the melody and then adding words to it. I have never written a song wherein I have done the words first and the melody second. I haven't been able to do it so far. But that's usually my process. I just first write whatever the first thing that is that comes to my mind, and most of the times it's not that great. Some very rare times it happens. It turns out to be very nice, and even that is done through this whole recording process. I just click the record button, I sing whatever I want to sing, and out of the 3-minute recording, probably I'll get about 10-15 seconds which says something meaningful, and then I start from there. And then I get an idea, okay, this is what the song is turning about. And then I work my way backwards. Okay, so this is the story, this is the concept. How do I say it in an effective way? How do I say it in a way that no one else has ever said? And I think that's something that every songwriter strives to do in some way or the other, because they want to say something in a way that hasn't been said. That's the whole core of what songwriting is all about. And that's really what gets to the audience, actually. And that's what makes people think, oh, okay, I never thought about it this way, but it's actually true. It catches you off guard. It catches you by surprise.
Because you as you may know this very well, that there are like artists out there and people would be like, okay, they are releasing songs, and as you said, that you want to create something which is different, not in terms of, and like in terms of the placement of elements. Like even if you are able to write a lyric, you have written one line, and that one line has been there. I have heard that line in almost like 10 songs पहले भी. So I want कि मैं at least उनका arrangement थोड़े इस तरीके से करूँ. I arrange those words in a different way कि वो लगे कि हाँ, it's something that tells a story differently. And that is what I believe is also true, because same goes with me. I was discussing with this Loopy also that कि songwriting is, people believe that it's something that requires stuff like that, but sometimes songwriting is like you end up creating a song in a day. कभी-कभी ऐसे भी होता है, कभी-कभी it takes a lot of time too, because you want the core to be like different and you want the variation to be there.
Yeah, true. So yeah, rightly said, man. It's coming back to the whole point. After this whole writing process is done, after I go over iterations, it's almost like, did you like math in high school?
I used to like math. There was this very bad teacher in school. So I used to have this teacher. I can name him now. I will. So so I used to be in Mumbai till 7th standard, and 8th standard I got in Delhi. So I was being introduced to the East Delhi kids, and it was a new world altogether for me. Back negative or positive नहीं बोलूँगा, पता नहीं, maybe some of them are still in touch with me. I don't want to मैं उल्टा सीधा नहीं बोलना चाहता उनको, but it was a different world altogether for me, and I was being introduced by students to teachers, and some kid just comes up to me and he's like, अगला period भाड़ू का है, and I literally thought Bhadu actually was the name of a teacher. And then period hua, and I got to know his name was Bhardwaj sir. And I was like, I was going to call him Bhadu sir and stuff like that. So he used to be my maths teacher, and I'll tell you, I never disrespect or hate any teacher except for a couple of them. I'll be honest, because of the ways they teach. But this particular teacher, he really ruined my maths. Okay? Till 10th, till 7th, 8th, I used to love maths. And then 8th, 9th, 9th, 10th, the Bain wala period, it got really messed up. मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आया, ठीक है. 11th के बाद से, okay, I got into maths again. But yeah, that was just a tiny story for the कि लगे कि मैं भी कुछ बोल रहा हूँ. Okay, बता, what was the point of this question? That why do you like maths?
The point is like songwriting. It's like doing maths homework. It's fucking hard, and you're just trying to figure out the way to crack it. Because when you're doing a maths problem,
you never know. People might get inspired for writing songs, and then they hear you saying this, and they're like, "नहीं maths पसंद नहीं लिखेंगे."
Well, that is how it is, man. It's just the honest answer. I mean, as a songwriter, that there are times when you know that what you're writing is just shit, and it's just not like बैठ नहीं रहा है उसमें, and you know that you have to think, but at the same time you don't really feel like thinking, you don't feel like pushing too hard at that time, and you're just kind of stuck in a rut, and you're just trying to figure out how the heck do I solve this thing. And it's almost like a problem that's in front of you, and you have to find a creative way to solve it. And the thing that makes it even more harder is the fact that here you're actually trying to channel your emotions into it, which is something a little hard to do. So I feel it's harder than maths homework, to be honest. Songwriting, it is hard. That is just the brutal raw truth out there. So
obviously, I cannot really disagree with that. But the point is that there's no algorithm, so be chill. If you
there's
are
no algorithm.
aspiring songwriter,
There
just
is no algorithm.
go ahead with it. And please, if you are aspiring songwriter, send. I'll pin Sridev's number. You can like WhatsApp me your tracks. He gives very good criticisms. Joe, as an artist, it's true. As an artist, you need constructive criticism, not crap bullshit. And you and I have discussed this earlier also, that how you get in touch with a person and you send them your track, and they will be like complimenting you because they are your friend and stuff like that. But you want a constructive criticism, otherwise you won't know whether your song is good or not. And so, similarly, that if I have to keep one of my song in my mind, and I, as a songwriter, maybe I am wrong in this, but it may happen to you too, that agar तूने कोई गाना लिखा है, you might be like कि यार nahi, this is not working, or you may not like the song until unless you have heard from someone else's, not like whether the person likes the song or not, but he has told you something constructive about your song, maybe in terms of melody, maybe in terms of lyrics. So that is like, I believe we have talked about this, how constructive criticism is very important. So yeah, I'll pin Sridev's number. Please send him his your tracks.
If I'm getting like too many DMs on my number, I know who to catch now.
Okay, I'll delete this podcast then.
Once the whole songwriting part is done, then it's basically just mixing and mastering, which is another chore kind of a thing. You just have to listen to it over and over again. And the biggest challenge there is you've already heard the track like 1,000 times, that it's kind of hard for you to detach yourself from this whole track thingy over there. And you have to kind of listen to it over and over again. You have to step back and see, okay, is this too loud? Is this not loud? Is this frequency clashing? And so on and so on. It's a complicated process. But once the mixing and mastering is done, then that's it. Your track is ready to go out.
Dude, I must say that kuch bhi kya hai, songwriting is fun, but yeah, I can understand that every process is hectic, man. And you be like, yaar, at any time you will be like, ab chhod dete. Bhai, I dropped, sabse pehle you got to know about this. I dropped an entire EP. Ki bhai mujhe pasand nahi tha. I remember Sid was one of the good friends that I got to know through Yellow Festival, and probably one of those जिसके हाथ में काफी था वहाँ पे. अरे ठीक है यार. Probably one of that person जिसके हाथ में काफी time था Yellow पे भी. So we discussed about stuff and all. And then I used to go to his home in Delhi, and हम बैठ के he used to like create keys पे patterns for my songs, for songs from my earlier EP. And he used to like बहुत अच्छे गाने वगैरह 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 वगैरह. But still I was like, nah, मेरे को नहीं करना. So Sid, you have been like important to me, dude. You have been very important to me.
I'm glad I'm making a contribution.
And also I'd like to thank you for not using any F-bomb, because I mentioned earlier ki bhai mat karna, because I have to show this to my college, and I told this to Loopy also, but Loopy went on crazy, full F-bomb episode. And then after a while,
whole Loopy ka pura podcast will be like beep beep beep.
I guess he got control of it after like thoda sa 5-10 minutes ke baad he was okay, but then in that 5-10 minutes he was like F, and then I was like, okay, do it. I said ki kar le yaar, chhod, fark nahi padta. Even I did it. I started doing.
I'm like making a conscious effort right now, man. That's why like I wanted to say the F word, then I kind of made it into
it's very tough for me. Teko pata hai, main bahut gaali deta hu. Mere liye bahut tough hai ye. But Okay, so पता है, so लूपी के साथ क्या हुआ था कि I was doing the podcast and I was thinking कि मैं उसे पूछूंगा ऐसे ऐसे and I'll say कि ये segment है करके, and I said कि okay from let's go on to the next segment and all stuff, and then I realized कि भाई मैंने segmentation तो कुछ करी नहीं, मैं झूठ क्या बोलूं. Then I used to like make up things, so मैंने उसके सामने ऐसे मेकअप करा था, जैसे अगर मैं उससे पूछ रहा हूँ उसके गाने के प्रोसीजर के बारे में, so I said that this segment is called maker of the song maker. What is that one thing that made the song maker? Anyways, let's still talk about this one other thing that I really want to talk about, especially from you.
Yeah.
So I don't know marketing. I consider for organic reach is something that I go for, and I am really noob at marketing and stuff. But here we have a maestro. Look, like you need, if you need a marketer, especially if you are a musician, does not matter, indie musician or Bollywood musician, whatever. If you need a marketer, you should definitely reach out to Sid Bozon, at least to ask him to plan a layout for you, because the guy is insane. Like he has like 2 weeks before he'll start promoting his track, he'll be like regularly posting about it. मतलब it will not be like a spam posting, but meaningful posting. हर रोज आ रहा है post. Dude, you created a kind of a short film for your song Lemonade from Apples. And and again, like I really want to like ask you, like I know you are a great marketer, but this promotion thing is not something that everyone is able to do. So I really want to ask you that, how, if one really wants to go ahead with promoting their tracks or any other stuff, not even their track, but so how do they proceed ahead with it? This is the question I am asking you, as considering you as a musician, but also as a marketer, a strong marketer.
Right. Well, so one thing that everybody should remember when you're doing any kind of marketing, be it in music, be it in tech, be it in any kind of thing, what really matters at the end of the day, and thousands of people, millions of people say this. You talk to any digital marketer in the entire world, and they will say that this is what it takes in order to have great marketing, and that's great content. If your content is not great, it's not going anywhere. Doesn't matter how much money you put in, it might create a short buzz here and there, but it's eventually going to die out. If you really want a strong buzz, if you really want some strong organic engagement going on, you have to make sure that your content is up there, your content is engaging. People should be able to relate with your content. They should be able to, they want to get something out of it. Like, I'm not on Instagram in order to see, I'm on Instagram to see interesting things about my friends and things that I like. And it's not necessary that everything has to be useful to me, but at the end of the day, it has to provide some kind of a value to me. Not value in terms of me learning something. That is also one kind of value, but it has to entertain me. It has to make me laugh. It has to make me smile. It has to make me emotional. So when you are able to trigger some kind of emotions in a person, let's say you're able to make him laugh, you're able to make him cry, you're able to make them smile for some reason, feel grateful for something, or just feel a little more like themselves, feel safe, then you've done a good job. So at the end of the day, what truly matters is that the content that you come up with provokes this kind of an emotional response in a person in some or the other way. So whenever I plan a campaign, what I truly try to do is I try to put this into the equation, which is I want to make sure that people want to see my content. I want to make sure that people are looking forward to seeing what I'm posting about. They're not saying कि अरे यार ये तो घर पे बैठ के मोबाइल में फोटो अपलोड कर रहा है, पता नहीं क्या ही कर रहा है. No, I want them to be like, oh shit, I remember Sid talked about something like this yesterday. Let me check what this is about. That's what I'm looking for. So most of my time and energy when it comes to marketing, it goes into coming up with an idea, coming up with a story, coming up with a concept, and everything else comes after that. Like the designing part, the whole execution part, that's like the easy part. The hard part is the content. Once you have the content set, then you can have everything else set, and you have like countless ways to you know, come up with different content ideas that are meaningful to people. And it's just about brainstorming with yourself. You just need to get into that habit. And this is a habit that you'll have to cultivate over a long time, because I've been in the marketing scene for like 5 years. So it's hardwired into my brain that I have to brainstorm and I have to be creative and all that. So I don't really have to put much effort. But when I started out, I really had to, sit in a table, rack my brains, thinking about some ideas and stuff like that. So it's just like songwriting, man. The more you do it, the better you get at it.
True. I mean, as you said that it's hardwired inside your brain. I can literally understand that because you and I do live sessions at midnight. ठीक है, हम रात में 3:30 बजे 4 बजे बैठ के live session कर रहे होते हैं. And there was this one time you posted a screenshot of it. We can also talk about the live session though. We'll talk about it after this. But you posted a screenshot of us doing this, and you were like, okay, we did this live session with Subo and all stuff. There were 4 viewers. You made it 4K. The point that came to my head was that इस बंदे के दिमाग में हर तरह प्रमोशन सूझती है कि भाई कुछ भी करो बट बैठा दो दिमाग में लोगों कि भाई एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, we have to reach out to them in ways.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I told you, yes, I guess a couple of days earlier that I want to keep the podcast conversational and stuff like that. But I was thinking about it yesterday, and I thought that if I am getting a person who knows about a particular stuff, then I should also keep it informative, because obviously if someone watches this podcast, maybe someone gets a little help, or maybe someone get excited by the process, because a lot many people wants to explore the idea of different things, want to explore songwriting, want to explore promotion of songs or any other particular thing. So they want to promote, they want to like explore these kind of aspect, and they don't find the right videos for it. So if they tune into the podcast, maybe they can also learn some information which is good for them. So that's why I thought, okay, I'm getting someone to talk to. मैंने कहा मैं क्यों अपनी energy waste करूँ? I'll also keep asking questions. I was like, okay, we'll try to keep it conversational, but we'll also try to keep it like question answer kind of a thing. But because I think it's good. If the response coming from
so far,
your
so
end,
good, man. I'm enjoying this.
Exactly. You love being that guy who is like the one who knows everything and the know-it-all bitch.
Yeah, I admit it, man. I totally love being the
I
know-it-all
know
guy.
that. You don't even have to admit that. If you start having a conversation with him about any topic, he will be like, yeah, I know about it. You don't have to worry. I'm the one who's going to take care of the conversation. And I know how much you love being that know-it-all bitch wala thing.
The hard part is keeping me shut.
Yeah, the hard part is keeping it short. Yeah, that's why you run a podcast, dude. That's why you run a podcast, which is really good. Matlab, I try to listen to, at first when you started putting out podcasts through Fruit Jams, it was like, I used to be like, okay, पहले मेरे को time नहीं मिलता था सुनने का. But अभी recently past 3-4 दिन में ना मैंने बैठ के सारे podcast सुने हैं, ठीक है? From this very start to the very end. Because the best part was that the guest was not speaking much. You were there. And you keep on going on. And it's not a problem because I love listening to you, dude. मेरे को बड़ा मजा आता है. मतलब, even though if I have a track and I know that if I make a track at 3 in the morning and if I am recording and if I send a text to him and he'll be like, he'll respond it, ये भी जगह रहता है, मैं भी जगह रहता हूँ, ये हाँ मैं बस ऐसी. But he will respond and then he'll like, okay, ये है. And then I love listening to you. So I cannot really disagree with the point that ठीक है चल कोई नहीं तू बोलता है तो बोल. किसी लोग को प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है इस बात से, बट की फर्क पैंदा है. But yeah, let's talk about these live sessions, dude. At first the entire pandemic thing started and everyone was like going live and stuff. We both did not do that much. हमने उतना करा नहीं था starting में. हमने अभी करा start live वाला उतना. मतलब we obviously used to do lives when people used to call us on their platforms, but now we have started doing lives, and you to obviously utilize everything in a meaningful way. You have utilized the live session for songwriting and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just like to mess around and experiment.
It's amazing, dude. Instagram live sessions, now it has become good because we both, if we are doing a live session at 3 in the morning, suppose, and I know that these 4 people are definitely going to be there, it just shows me that, okay, I am like, it makes me feel superior. Ki, oh, bhai, I'm making someone, मैं सुला रहा हूँ किसी को अपने गानों से यार वो.
That's actually quite surprising. That's very surprising, man, because I never thought that people would actually attend. Usually I don't do these live sessions so that I mean, of course, I want people to attend, but even if one or two people attend, I'm kind of happy because most of the times I'm just bored and I feel like performing. I miss performing. That's why I do these live
Mm.
sessions. And a lot of times these days I go live because I finished writing a song or something like that, and I'm excited to show it to someone. And even if I go live at like 4:30, there are at least like 4 or 5 people who are there on the live and they stick on the live, and I'm happy that someone is listening even like odd times at like 4 or 5, which is crazy.
I don't really think that it's odd time. मतलब obviously it's odd time, but somewhere down the line it's also helping. मतलब मजा आता है ना कि रात में सुबह 4 बजे we are listening to a musician singing his songs, original songs,
It gives like a very exclusive kind of a
exclusive kind of a
feeling.
vibe. Dude, I
It's
have
like your
told
personal
people, मतलब
show.
Gitika is like Gitika is one of the few people who is always there for the live session if we are doing a live session at morning, early morning. And I have told her, dude, if you ever want to listen to me, just video call me, I'll play for you. ठीक है? I owe you that. क्योंकि dude, मेरे लिए कोई रात में 4 बजे तक बैठ के सुन रहा है, इट्स अ बिग डील फॉर मी भाई. तू मेरे को कभी भी बोल भाई, मैं कुछ भी कर रहा हूँ, मैं तेरे प्ले करूंगा.
Same here, man. Same here.
But okay, so
Same here.
as we started talking about the podcast, so Sid Bozon run this gigging community called Fruit Jam, and Fruit Jam used to like organize gigs when this entire shit was not going on, the pandemic shit, and they were pretty darn good at it. Okay? They used to have really amazing artists. They used to have amazing hospitality. They have gone into trouble with the venue partners and everything, but that's okay. Sid Bozon is used to that. But now, since the
That's
pandemic is
just
going
normal in
on,
the gigging community.
exactly. Now, since the pandemic is going on, I don't want to get into the entire gig wala thing because that is not happening right now. I want to talk about the current thing. So now, Sid Bozon and his team has started doing podcasts, just like I am doing it. Obviously, theirs is way more interesting than this is. This one is because Sridev is here. But there's really interesting, and they get good, like really known artists. They have Dhruv Kapoor on the last episode. They had Sanjita Bhattacharya. They had Vasu Rana. They have different like amazing artists. They had Mahesh on their podcast. So I really want to like from a podcaster to podcaster, I want to ask you this question: How is that? How is this new thing? How are you adapting this entire podcasting thing? Like, have you like now gotten the hang of it? कि भाई मुझे कैसे करना है चीजें या are you still exploring or understanding it?
Man, we're like, I'm honestly speaking, I don't think there's a lot of difference between what you're doing and what I am doing, because even we are just initially trying to figure out a lot of things. Like, देखने में तो you can tell that about 60-70 people listen to our podcast episodes and things like that, but if you actually look at the timings and all that, most of the people, they just bounce off after like the first 5 minutes and stuff like that. There's very few people who actually listen to the whole thing. And one of the biggest hurdles that come in the way is the whole technological aspect, because when you're at your home, you can't get a professional mic, you can't get like a lot of different things like that, and the audio quality is always like somewhere mid to, sometimes it's nice, but most of the times it's not nice. So that's one of the biggest turn-offs for a lot of people. We're trying to fix that in some way or the other. But besides that, conversation wise also, we are just trying to get better at it little by little. Like after every episodes, I have this session with my partner Ayush, that what did we do right in this episode, what did we do wrong in this episode, and we try to keep it more conversational, more flowy. Our structure is, we try to keep it very natural. We want our podcasts to be about the artist in a way that they haven't given an interview before. So we are like very solid on our research. We look at every single piece of information about the artist on the internet, like every little thing that you can find. We make sure that we don't ask the artist questions that they've always been asked about, because then you always get that standard one answer. Like, for example, Sanjita always gets asked, tell us about Berkeley, tell us about how it
Oh
was
shit!
performing with
I
the
can
A.R.
literally
Rahman.
understand
You
that.
can like
Oh,
literally,
Sangeeta, people
yeah.
coming up to Sangeeta and asking that, oh, I saw you 5 years ago on that Berkeley video. You were with A.R. Rahman. How was that? How was that entire choir thing? I can literally imagine.
Yeah, I mean, she gets asked that so many times. I see every interview of her, and there's that question, and I'm like, man, this must be so freaking annoying to actually answer the same thing. And even she has like made a standard answer that she gives to all of them. Like she uses the exact same words everywhere. So I know, yeah, she's freaking bored of actually doing that. And we didn't ask Sanjita that question at all, and we were like, she was like pretty happy
But
about
then
it.
for fun, you should have
Um,
done that. You're like, okay, for the final question, we have a surprise question for you, and then you that
That's a good idea. That's a good
yeah.
idea.
Oh, Sanchita, can you tell us a little bit about your experience at Berkeley? And then all you know that your podcast had an abrupt ending. Suddenly, your guest went off. She's not picking up your calls and stuff like
Yeah, I can just put up Sanjita is offline now.
that.
Sanjita, I think.
That's actually a good thing. Although it will take with the editor of the thing a lot of work. I can understand this because my video editor and I have been talking about. So the last episode that we did, it's the final cut is 1 hour 20 minutes, and I could not cut much then because Loopy and I went on talking. ठीक है हम पॉइंट पे तो बात कर ही रहे थे बट वी वर लाइक ओके हम बहुत ज्यादा मस्ती में भी चले गए थे एंड इट वाज अंडरस्टैंडेबल कि
Right.
मैं और लूपी थे तो इट वाज समथिंग दैट आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग टू हैपन बट देन आई वाज लाइक चलो ठीक है फर्स्ट एपिसोड है आई एम लाइक रखते हैं देन उसके मैंने अपने एडिटर को भी प्रॉमिस करा कि ओके आई विल ट्राई टू कीप द टाइम लो कि भाई तेरा ये
Dude,
नो
we are still facing the exact same issue, man. We can't seem to have a podcast. Our target is 40-45 minutes, but all of the episodes that you see online, it's like probably like
1
an
hour
hour at least.
बट ठीक है
So
यार
that's
क्या फर्क
there.
पड़ता है कुछ लोग पता है कुछ लोग ऐसे भी होते हैं हु लाइक लव लिसनिंग टू दैट एंड देन बी लाइक देखो उनको छोटी चीज नहीं पसंद होती जैसे आई हैव रिसीव्ड अ कपल ऑफ तो आई टॉक टू अ कपल ऑफ माय फ्रेंड्स अबाउट दिस थिंग एंड कि भाई मेरा ना पॉडकास्ट आ रहा है एंड द फर्स्ट एपिसोड हैज गॉन इतना इतना एंड दे आर लाइक डूड हमको सुनना ही तो है दैट इज द बेस्ट थिंग दैट वी कैन डू राइट नाउ एंड ऑल मैंने कहा भाई तुम लोग ऐसे हो ना जिस तरह की ऑडिशन जिस तरह का रिटेंशन स्पैन चल रहा है ना दुनिया का मेरे को तो भरोसा नहीं है कि लोग सुनते हैं for all I
But
know.
one interesting way to actually get over it is what we've been doing is if it's like a 1 hour podcast, we make these snippet videos, which is like
Yeah.
maximum 3 minutes long, 5 minutes long. And before the full podcast is released, we put these choto parts online. And these are usually like the most interesting parts about the podcast, which make you want to listen to the full podcast.
Yeah, like the Sanjeeta one you did with the Rahat Fateh Ali Khan gig, right? So
Yeah,
I really
exactly,
want to
exactly.
make a video for my own self. So we will talk something about like that only. So I and Sid used to after October last year October we did Yellow Festival and November से मैं इसके घर जाना शुरू कर चुका था. And we used to like jam a couple of times. Or we used to like he used to help me out with my songs. So we used to like, talk. Or I used to listen to his songs and all stuff. So there were these two songs of mine. मैं हूँ क्या नाम था उसका मैं आवाज दूं and there was this other song I forgot मैं अपने गाने का नाम भूल चुका हूँ I don't know falsafa sorry so there was मैं आवाज दूं and falsafa and I at that time I was thinking of having a full course production or stuff although I did not have the resources कि मैं उसके carry on कर सकूं but I wanted the keys to be arranged and मैं और Sid बैठ के keys arrange कर रहे थे at his place it's I guess 6th or 5th December last year. And suddenly he says that I told him that can we continue this thing on 8th or 9th or 10th December? कोई एक डेट थी मेरे को याद नहीं and he was like नहीं यार I'm sorry I have a gig and I am kind of opening for When Chai Met Toast. I'm like what? How the hell is this happening? I know that Yugam and you have like collaborated with the song Musafir Musafir यार बोल रहा हूँ Musafir मेरे को रोमाइन का यूजर नेम याद आ गया था so I know that you have collaborated with this for this incredible song called Musafir you can check it out and Yugam got this opportunity and they wanted you to tag along but seriously dude how the hell was it for you to like you were going to perform with the When Chai Met Toast. So what was the entire feeling about? How did that go? I remember that you telling me that we spent enormous time before the actual gig at a jam pad. and हम बहुत उस पे काम कर रहे थे कि भाई it goes well. So I can understand the pressure must have
Right.
been there, na, कि we have before after us when Chai Mein Toast is going to perform. So we definitely should give our best.
Right.
How was that thing?
Yeah, I mean, it was. So it happened very weirdly. I had written this song called Musafir Wanderer with this other Mumbai-based band called Yugma, which is pretty awesome. You all should check them out as well. And we had collaborated on a song, and this song was a bilingual song. And they got a gig at this festival called Vajor Festival or something like that. Oasis by Vajor, something like that. And they were coming to Delhi, and I was in Delhi, and they gave me a call, and they were like, "Hey, how about we do Musafir?" And I'm like, "Cool, I'm up for it." And he's like, "Huh," and I think we're opening for Chai Met Toast, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" Then obviously I'm in. And we had never played that song live together ever. So we met once in Bombay, and this was literally the second or the third time we were meeting. We met once for recording in Delhi, and after recording, this is the next time we were meeting. So we had no practice, and there was no drummer as well. So within one day, we got a drummer from a friend of a friend, and we booked a jam pad. We went there and we jammed for about 2 to 3 hours. Just 2 to 3 hours, I learned all the other songs that they were playing, and then we jammed over Musafir. So I think it was totally about 4 or 5 songs. It was a 30-40 minute set list. 3 hours grinding in the studio. We perfected all the songs. Just one day, literally 3 hours of jamming. We tried to do as much as we can over there. And we were quite happy with how things were turning out. Luckily, the drummer that we got, he was also like, we were vibing, and he got the whole gist of the tracks, and things worked out very smoothly. All of us were proficient with our instruments and things like that. So luckily things happened really well. Next morning we went there, we went up to the gig. We did the sound check first. We finished our sound check first, and then when Chai Met Toast, the band, they came over there, they did their sound check, and I was like mind blown, man, because I don't see a lot of bands who sound exactly the same way like their recordings, and that is like the true sign of a great performer. You see a lot of professional people, and when you hear someone who sounds exactly the same way that they sound in your headphones or your earphone, that is a different level of professionalism and
then you get to know
proficiency.
कि अभी बहुत काम करना है अभी
True.
then you
True.
get
Then
to know
you
कि भाई उनके जूते की धूल भी नहीं है हम अभी
Very true, very true. So these guys, they did their sound check, and I was just mind blown. And I was like, okay, shit, we're about to go on stage. And there were a lot of people, man. It was about 400-500 people or something like that. There were a lot of people who were there. Went up on stage. It was nice. I felt a little nervous because I hadn't played for like such a large audience, and it was like a proper festival kind of a thing. So I did feel a little nervous, but when I was on stage, it went pretty fine, and people really liked our music. After the gig, a lot of people actually came to us, and they said that, hey, we really liked your music, and a lot of people gave us their numbers, and they wanted to collaborate with us and stuff like that. They were like, hey, if you ever need a bassist, just give me a call. I would love to come and play for you guys. And we were like, hey, that's nice, man. The organizers of the festival were very happy that they called us, and it was a fun evening. The rest of the day we just spent having some beers and snacks at the party.
I can understand, man, ki how big of a thing it would have been. And dude, considering the fact that you don't lose your calm easily, you might do. मतलब मेरे सामने तो I have not seen you losing your calm very easily. And if so I get to know कि okay, when Chai Met Toast is going to perform after me, I would be like, okay, मम्मी मेरे को दही दही खिलाओ, मम्मी मेरी पूजा करो वगैरह वगैरह. I'd be like that. I was talking to Loopy about gigging and all stuff, because I personally am still very noob when it comes to gigging and all, and since he has been in the scene for like couple of years, and he has been doing
You've
gigs
done
and
like
all.
plenty of open mics, man.
I know I'm good for open mics and all. I was just talking about gigs and specific. First, I don't like cafe gigs and all stuff. जो भी था, तो we were talking about that, and मैं भूल गया मैं क्या बोल रहा था.
Gigging.
नहीं मैं इस that I know. इसके आगे I had to make a point जो मैंने पहले सोचा था. खैर anyways we'll drop this topic.
अच्छा सोच ले.
नहीं I have promised my
Oh.
editor that I'm not going to like make him cut any part of it. I'm going to give him a perfect podcast
अच्छा.
that उसको काटने की जरूरत ना
Okay.
पड़ेगा इसे. But okay,
Even I haven't sworn even once in this podcast. I mildly did, but I lowered my volume and I realized
I
it.
told him na कि you do one thing, you just beep out wherever this thing, and he forgot I guess in the starting और कहीं कहीं पे है. तो like ठीक है रहने दे, फर्क क्या पड़ता है, सुनेंगे. The best part is that ki my professors are also going to ask for the podcast definitely, and they are definitely going to listen to the entire thing. I'm damn sure because they are more excited than I am.
Oh, interesting.
And my
Nice.
image
Nice
is going to change.
professors.
Yeah, nice professors. So all these things, like everything, I but I thought when I कि हाँ भाई second episode I'm going to do with you, I thought of like talking about astrophysics, Musafir, but the fact is that ki, I have seen you talking about these things a lot many times. So even though if you are doing a live session on Instagram or anything too, you एक तो you always introduce yourself, and then उसके बाद questions would come about astrophysics, Musafir के बारे में तो बहुत questions होते हैं. So I also wanted to talk about the other things, that the other things are there. I also did not talk about temporary क्योंकि वो बहुत बार आप play कर चुके हैं. I was like okay. Let's keep that
I mean, I
aside.
love the fact that people dig that song, but it's just that I've told the story like countless number of times on literally every stage
Yeah,
that I've gone, and
exactly.
most people already know it.
Or temporary is like your cold mess if it ever gets popular.
Yeah. It's not my cold mess yet, but hopefully after I put
I
it in my
know.
EP next
In
year.
terms of, you never know. Maybe Tego bhi Electra Records would be like, okay, Sid Bozon, come up with us. And I understand
Let's see.
your jealousy with Pratik Kuhad. देखो तेरा दिमाग खराब हो गया वो देख के. मतलब at first when you, I know जब प्रतीक कुहाड़ का बराक ओबामा की प्लेलिस्ट में नाम आया, you were enraged to see. You were jealous about the fact कि why the hell is
I
he there?
was jealous, man. I was not enraged. I was like, oh shit. I mean, I was happy for him, but then I was like, man, मैं कब पहुंचूंगा उस stage तक. And honestly speaking, I felt the same way when he got signed to Electra as well. I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
that's amazing. He's opened the doors for the independent
I
music
was like
scene.
really
I'm
digging.
glad that people will be looking at India and all that, but when the heck am I gonna be there?
And I was really digging this कि okay, this is the last thing that I'm definitely going to tell you, ask you कि भाई तेरा तो दिमाग खराब हो गया होगा देख के कि साला ये कैसे पहुंच गया वहां पे.
हाँ थोड़ा दुख तो लगा मुझे अपने लिए, not overshadowing the fact that I'm happy wherever he is, but yeah, I did feel more sad for myself, and I did
Yeah,
feel more urge to get there sooner.
You cannot deny the fact कि in the moment तेरे दिमाग में दो thoughts चलते हैं जब ऐसा कुछ होता है. पहला तो कि भाई I have to like improve my stuff, I have to promote and I have to increase my reach and all, and I have to reach that platform. ये एक थॉट प्रोसेस चलता है तेरे दिमाग में. दूसरा दिमाग में तेरे चलता है कि ये कुत्ता है साला. ये पहुंच गया वहां पे.
नहीं दूसरा ये चलता है कि यार मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ. Like वो कर रहा है. He's like literally working with the record label that used to manage Dream Theater, The Doors,
Yeah.
Christina Perri, and all that. And what the heck am I doing? And I'm putting out my fourth single.
But nahi, pata hai, to be honest, now that you are back at your home, Palakkad, and abhi you are not in Delhi anymore, you have your entire setup, and now finally you have the time कि हाँ तू कर रहा है बहुत सारा काम. And I see every day you are posting stories about your latest track, as you talked about in the beginning of this podcast, and
Yeah.
you are like continuously working. So I am dead sure कि now obviously that Electra Record वाला signing is only going to act as a motivation to you कि भाई अब तो मेरे को महीने में 3 गाने नहीं बना लिए ना, नाम बदल देना मेरा.
Definitely. I've like made a whole plan कि मुझे 2024 से पहले ये gigs play करना है, ये venues play करना है. So it's like I'm putting it all together, the whole artist roadmap kind of a thing, and I'm trying to work my way backwards. Okay, in order to play an NH7, what do I have to do right now? And I'm actually starting to work on that right now. So let's see, man. Let's see.
Dude, everything, मतलब in terms of your planning, especially I had this thing when I was thinking ना कि मैं तेरे से क्या बात करूँगा. I don't usually do this, but I was like ठीक है, एक safe handling के लिए रखते हैं कि what all topics do I want to talk about. I thought कि एक बार तेरे इस बारे में तो बात करेंगे. You are a very scheduling kind of a person. तू हर चीज schedule करता है एक चीज के हिसाब से. And it all is like very routine कि भाई मैंने एक plan set करा है and इसके ऐसे करके जाना है. Dude, I have a freaking to-do list in front of my laptop, and उस पे ना हर दिन I do the stuff that I have written first day पे, अगर मैंने 12 टास्क लिखे हैं इस दिन के लिए जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है करने ही करने हैं, नेक्स्ट डे मुझे पता चलेगा वहां पे साला दोबारा 12 टास्क है एंड मेरा काम ही खत्म नहीं होता. बट आई थिंक दैट यू हैव अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग वर्क प्लान काइंड ऑफ थिंग एंड आई रियली लव द फैक्ट that you do that kind of scheduling. Dude, I love your scheduling. You are a big inspiration to me in many ways. I love everything about you. I love you.
Dude, firstly,
The
thanks
entire
for
podcast
saying
was
that,
my
but-
proposal to you.
Kubul hai.
Talak.
Dude, but honestly, man, I don't really think of myself as this planning routine schedule thing of a guy because I'm more of a guy that breaks plans than actually makes plans because you see the stuff that I post on social media and I post that stuff on social media because I want you to see that, because I want you to have this kind of a picture. I want you to that's the thing. That's social media is almost like a screen that's in front
I
of you.
get your point. I'm not even talking about the fact. I know that as a matter of the fact, you had this thing that last year you were like every week, every month I'm going to release one song, and after 3
Yeah,
songs, वो
and
पूरा
I blew
jammed
it.
up हो गया था. I know that. I'm not even talking about. मैं अमल करने की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I'm just talking about this thing that the way you schedule things, it's very good.
Yeah.
But
I like planning things, man. I like planning, makes me feel like, oh shit, I have it sorted. I'm getting somewhere, and it makes me feel confident.
But true that I have these many aspects that I really adore about you, but at the same time I really hate you for many reasons. First of all, you are very stubborn. You are a stubborn piece of shit, and I don't like that. You are damn stubborn, dude. Teko, I don't know. मतलब तेरे से कुछ भी बात करो ना, it's hard to change your mind, and it's like, dude, क्या है यार ये बंदा? After a point of time, I really hate you for that. And second thing that I hate you for is the fact that you slept throughout my performance at the Yellow Festival.
Oh, dude. I mean, what can I say to that, man? It's like, क्या ही बोलूं यार? So
Oh,
गया था. I was just lazy to get up on the bed. It was so cold, man.
Yeah, but despite of all the facts, Yellow Festival was amazing. पता है, I have shown कि भाई every episode I am definitely going to pitch in Yellow Festival in some way or the other. कि after the end of the first season of the podcast, Yellow Festival भाई कर दे मेरे को पे. और फर्स्ट एपिसोड में तो मैंने और लुपी ने बोल भी दिया भाई, रुबेन, पूनम, बाबा, प्लीज पे मी. इतना मैं तुमको इतना मेंशन कर रहा हूँ, प्लीज.
तो मैं भी अपनाऊंगा ये स्ट्रेटजी अब.
फ्रूट चैट स्पॉन्सर्ड बाय T5, कैसा फाड़ लगेगा ये. But yeah, with that said, I guess we have talked about for like an hour or something, and it was really really fun to have you on board. I was really looking forward to it because मेरे को पता था कि अगर मैंने अपने वीडियो एडिटर को वादा किया है कि मैं उसको एक कंसाइज पैकेट लेके दूंगा of the podcast, तो मेरे को तेरे साथ वो पैकेट मिलने वाला है. It is not going to go haywire. And that go, I don't think इसमें तो कुछ कट होगा. It's all great. It's all time एकदम constant के हिसाब से.
Yeah.
And we covered almost everything, so I'm very happy about that.
Same here.
But yeah, thanks a lot for like joining the podcast, man. It really means a lot for having you on board. And any last words of wisdom that you want to give the youth?
Okay, you put me in a tight spot, man.
Dude, you asked weird rapid fire questions to your guest. I also had to do something, na?
Acha, so your rapid fire question is, what message do you have for the youth of the country?
Look, rapid fire is a big deal because you put people in a time constant. कि भाई इतने टाइम में तुम्हें जल्दी जवाब दे रहा है. I have just put you in a mental constant कि सोच.
क्या सोचूंगा?
It's okay, dude. Just go. People do follow Fruit Jam. That's the thing that you should say here.
Yeah,
घंटा
follow me on
marketing करता है
Instagram,
तू.
guys. See, the thing is, I have a lot of different wise words that I would like to say, but I only say it on Instagram. So if you want wise words from me, you got to follow me on Instagram. My ID is Sid Boson. It will be here somewhere. I don't know where it is,
Dude, you have
but you guys
put-
can follow me on Spotify.
Yeah, you can like, I'll put down a hyperlink to Sridev's latest song Lemonade from Apple in the description below to go check this out. With that said, we have come to the end of the podcast. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and thanks a lot to all those people who stayed at the very end, जो मेरे को ये बोलते हुए सुन रहे हैं. तुमको मैं पप्पी दूंगा बाद में अलग से. श्रीदेव भी पप्पी देगा तुमको. And with that said, we have come to the end of the second episode of the podcast. The third episode will be coming out next week. Stay tuned. You all are Soupies. He's a Soupy. I am a Soupy. And yeah, bye bye.
Bye.
It's a super conversation.